Hey guys, Gaming Off the Grid here. Welcome to our 2018 year in review. Today we are going to give away some awards for the best of 2018 and the worst of 2018 and everything in between.
2018 was such an incredible year. There was so many great games released, so many great beers that we drank, and we were born as a channel. So I'm so excited to sit down and talk about the year that was 2018.
Well, speaking of beer, what are we going to drink today?
Today we're drinking a beer that my uncle gave me. Today we're drinking Certified Evil. It's an Imperial Oatmeal Stout by Lucky Bucket Brewing Company out of Nebraska.
Alright, you know the drill. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell icon so you never miss an upload. And sit back, relax, pour yourself a beer if you care to, and let's celebrate 2018. Alright, here we go. First off, cheers are in order. We're going to take a drink here. 2018 was our first year as a channel, so it's a really special year to me. We had so many conversations before we launched, and like most of our visions have came true, so it's been a lot of fun.
And it's so cool how once the ball started rolling, it's taken over our lives and it's turned into something that I couldn't even imagine. So I just want to thank you again, just all of you, because this is awesome. I love this.
Yeah, it's so much fun. So we're going to give away some awards for the best, the worst, and everything in between for 2018. Let's start off with the bottom of the barrel. What is your biggest disappointment of 2018 as a gamer?
There were a lot of disappointments, from like the PlayStation Classic to a lot of games that are only online. I'm not going to name them, but you know what I'm talking about. So frustrating. But I think the biggest disappointment, and I think you agree with me, is the no N64 Classic. We were looking forward to that. I know they're working on it, but they didn't announce it, and that's probably what I'm most disappointed about.
Yeah, there's some of these categories that we're going to differ on a little bit, but this one I totally agree. We were certain this thing was coming out, and to not get it, there were other disappointments, but it was just something that we were so certain was going to be in our hands this holiday season, and it's nowhere to be found. So I don't know where Nintendo is with the project, but with that being said, if there is a silver lining, the PlayStation Classic was such a disappointment, and so maybe Nintendo knew they couldn't get it right, and they're maybe waiting on it a little bit. I do kind of feel like it's inevitable that it's going to happen, but I don't know, maybe not.
I really hope it's going to happen, because it'd be so sweet. The console will be like this big, and the controller will be like 3 times the size of the console.
So the winner is, for the biggest disappointment of 2018, no N64 Classic.
Now let's move on to our biggest gaming surprise.
For me, it was Tetris Effect on the PS4.
Yes, I came over one night and you were playing it, and I sat down, the speakers were blaring, and it's so crazy. It's the Tetris game that you know and love, but to a level that I would have never experienced. It felt like you were on psychedelics playing the game, and with the music and the visuals, it was incredible, and man, it made Tetris shine in a new light.
Yeah, how can you take Tetris, one of the oldest concepts that there is in gaming, and modernize it? Well, they did it with Tetris Effect, and it's weird to say this, but it's literally a full mind and body experience, and I love the hell out of that game, and it completely caught me off guard. I'm seriously, when I put it in, I was thinking, I love Tetris, it's probably just another Tetris game, and my mind was blown, and I went on a journey from there.
And we cannot stop playing it. And my biggest surprise of the year is probably Mega Man 11. I played a lot of the Mega Man games. We did videos on Mega Man X, like the collection and stuff. They're fun, but I never got into them. And then when Mega Man 11 came out, when we plugged it in and played it, I was blown away. I did not expect to love it like I do, and it is just so much fun.
Yeah, and it's so hard. The part of that game that I love the most is that it's so similar to, if you like the Mega Man series, you're going to love Mega Man 11. And it will kick your ass.
Yes.
And I was worried that they would dumb it down for modern gamers and things like that, but they didn't. It's such a rewarding game to play, and it's just a rare experience in the modern gaming landscape, and Mega Man 11 did it, so that's a great pick.
Yeah, so the biggest gaming surprise award goes to 2 games, Tetris Effect and Mega Man 11.
You definitely need to check them out. Alright, we spent a good portion of 2018 gleaning through indie games, trying to find those hidden gems and treasures, and there's nothing better than finding a good indie game.
Yeah, and there were so many sweet indie games that we played this year, but I think the award has to go to Bloodstained. Oh my gosh. It was really early in our birth of the channel, but it was one of the first games we grinded through together. And man, that game is incredible.
We weren't expecting to like it as much as we did because it was kind of a precursor to the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night project. And so we're like, yeah, we'll check this out. And we have a full video on it, which is not very good. It's one of our first few episodes. But it was just an incredible experience. And if you're a Castlevania fan, you have to check this out.
So that is our 2018 Indie Game of the Year.
This next category is one that means a bunch to both of us. 2018 was crazy. It was the birth of the channel, like you said, and we are busier than we have ever been. We have a band, we have this YouTube channel, but somehow we managed to collectively beat probably more games than I have ever beat in my entire life in 1 year.
Yeah, and it's crazy, like, the amount of time we had to game is very minimal. And looking at the list of games we beat, I'm just blown away. It's insane. So, what is your favorite game that we've beaten together?
We've already mentioned it, but I'm going to go with Mega Man 11. The reason I'm going to go with that is we beat the game over halfway through a night after band practice. It was super late, but we were like, we got to get this review episode out. And we didn't know that it didn't autosave, so
God.
The game doesn't autosave. So anyway, we wrapped up the night and we're like, hey, we'll finish it off tomorrow night after band practice. We get together after band practice again, and we had no save file. So we had to start back from the beginning. But it was a blessing in disguise, because now we've beat the game literally like 1 3/4 times, and it was such an incredible game, and we just love it.
My favorite game that we beat together goes way back, before the channel was even born. This game is what created the channel, and that's House of the Dead Overkill. One of my favorites in the House of the Dead series. I still talk about it and reference it, and it's so funny, it's so gory.
It was the couch co-op experience that we decided, like, hey, we need to capture this because this was an amazing thing that we don't think enough people are experiencing. I'm glad you picked that because we will go back and beat that game time and time again. We have literally everything unlocked. You know, all the weapons powered up, and it's just fun to go through and just blast things.
So those are our favorite games that we beat in 2018. Now let's talk about a topic that's very near and dear to our hearts. Beer. What is your beer of the year?
Yeah, this one was pretty tough, but there's a Des Moines brewery that knocks it out of the park every time, and it's Confluence Brewery. And the beer that won my heart over in 2018 was part of their Virtuous Endeavor series, and it was a Belgian-style triple ale.
Yes.
It's a very limited release, so I'm sorry to all of you who don't live in the area that we are and won't be able to get your hands on this, but such an incredible beer. I love Belgian-style beers, and it was just so well done. It was a very well-balanced beer. The flavor profile was out of this world, and we kept the bottles and have them on display here in the game room because it was just that incredible. So well done by Confluence. If you're ever in the area, anything and everything you can pick up by them, you should, because they do a fantastic job. My beer of the year is the Confluence Virtuous Endeavor Belgian Style Triple Ale.
That beer was so good. I remember drinking it, and it was so good. And it's kind of funny that your beer of the year is from Iowa, because my beer of the year is also from Iowa, and I don't know if that's biased because we live in Iowa, but I'm going with King Sue by Toppling Goliath. I've said it in almost every episode. Toppling Goliath, one of my favorite breweries, and King Sue is one of the rarest beers that they have, and when I saw it on shelves, I got so excited. I bought as much as I could. It's a double IPA, and it is so good, so citrusy. I wish I could have it more often, but it's just so hard to find. It is so good.
Yeah, it's incredible, and I'm not a pale ale fan, and I love that beer. I don't think we're biased. I think we're fortunate to live in one of the most underrated beer states. Iowa has some amazing craft breweries, so if you're ever in the state, you gotta check them out because we have a great beer scene.
Let's move on to our 2018 Game of the Year. This is really hard. There were so many amazing games that were released. My Game of the Year is hard because there's no home release. It is an arcade only, and you probably know where I'm going with this. House of the Dead, Scarlet Dawn. Oh my god. It is incredible. It's a fully immersive arcade experience, and I just had a blast playing it. and it was so cool because we went off location to film, which was a first for us. So the entire game, the entire day is such a great memory for me, and that is my 2018 Game of the Year. What is yours?
I'm gonna go with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Okay.
And I'm really surprised that I'm going with this. You know, in our E3 episode, I was really annoyed at E3 because all they did was talk about Smash over and over and over again.
Smash, smash, smash,
Yeah,
smash.
yeah, and I was really irritated, and I had every reason not to like the game, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I have not fallen for a Smash game since Melee like I have for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's all I want to do. Our production schedule has been all jacked up because of that game.
Yes.
We did a Let's Play episode with our buddies, and they still want to play the game. We've played it at the bar. We play it all the time. There hasn't been a game that has had its hooks into me like Smash Bros. Ultimate for a long time.
And I think what makes this game so good is you're able to play it with the GameCube controller, just like you could play Melee. I think that adds so much.
It does, and it's so weird. If you would have told me that I was going to pick this game at E3, I would have been like, dude, you're an idiot. But I'm blown away, and it's one of those games, to be able to change my opinion, I'm a stubborn dude, and to be able to change my opinion the way that game has, I think Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the Game of the Year.
Wow. I would not disagree with that. So Scarlet Dawn and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the 2018 Game of the Year. We have one more category to talk about, but before we talk about that category, let's talk about this beer.
This is incredible. To get a oatmeal stout that moves the needle for me is pretty rare anymore, because I've had what I feel like are the best of the best, and the oatmeal component of this really just jumps out as soon as it hits the tongue. And I'm really impressed by this, and I want to find some more beers by the Lucky Bucket Brewery.
I think Mr. Oatmeal himself made this beer because the oatmeal flavor, and it's just so good. And it's 9.1%. That's really strong.
Yeah.
But there's not a burn. There's not like the strong attackiness. It's a really smooth beer, and it's really good.
They did a great job with this, so I'm really happy that you were able to get this from your uncle.
Yeah,
and we were
thank
able
you,
to bring
Uncle.
it to the channel.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Uncle. Now, let's move on to our final category in our 2018 year-end review, and that is Episode of the Year.
I'm going to go with what I feel like is undoubtedly our worst episode we ever did, and that is the first episode we ever launched.
Woo.
And the reason is, as I look back on it, I'm just proud of what we've done.
Yeah, the progress and everything. It's so hard to go back and watch that first video. It's so cringy, and it's like, are we dead? Like, we're so dry and so boring, but like looking at the comparison with not even a year apart, it's like, whoa, what happened? And it's incredible.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things, like, to me, it's like two guys with a vision. You know, we had a whiteboard, we haven't had a notebook full of ideas, and to see what we've turned it into, and to see how piss poor that episode was comparatively to what we're doing now, it just marks a moment in time where two guys with a work ethic and a passion can sit down and do something and have a really good time with it. And we're not even all that successful yet, but there's a level of pride that I have when I watch that video. It's very humbling, and that's my favorite episode we did in 2018.
My favorite episode, I wasn't expecting to pick it as my favorite, and that's going to be Batman the Brave and the Bold. Best $2 we've ever spent? That's when we rebranded the channel. At that point, I felt like something clicked, and all of a sudden we went from under 100 views on videos to over 100, and like, it was a milestone, just like our pilot episode, and it's just so cool to see the difference and like how much we've improved since that episode. And plus, that game took me by surprise and by storm, and oh my gosh, that game is so sweet. I'm a huge Batman fan, and that is my episode of the year.
Yeah, that was a really fun episode, and that game is just incredible. So you got to check it out. Watch the episode if you can. We'll have the link up here in the corner. But you're right, you know, it was really like we've hit our stride, I feel like, and I think that was a launch point for us for sure. And it's just been a lot of fun working through this with you. And I gotta say, from the bottom of my heart, I don't think there could be a better person on this planet to work with. I really don't. Your work ethic, your drive, and your vision, and all that stuff, it's really inspiring, and it's really humbling, and it's been a lot of fun.
Well, cheers to that.
Absolutely. So, it was an amazing year, man.
And before we go, I just want to give a whole bunch of shout outs and special thanks I just want to say thank you to friends and family that don't understand, because we've missed a lot of events and a lot of fun things. People will text us and be like, hey, what are you doing tonight? And we say YouTube, and they get upset. They're like, you're doing YouTube again? And it's like, yeah, we love this, and this is our baby, and this is our project, and we care so much about it. We treat this like it's our job, even though it's not. We do this for part-time, and just thank you for trying to understand, even though sometimes you don't.
Yeah, and I want to give a thank you to a couple of the guests that we've had on the channel, because our production schedule is pretty rigid. We're like, hey, you got to be here, and if you're not, you're just not going to be in the episode. And we've even filmed some things that actually haven't seen the light of day. And so Brian Newland, and Brian Anderson. We have 2 Brians that have been on the channel. And we're hoping to get more guests down the line. But thank you so much, guys, for being a part of it, and for understanding the madness that is the Gaming Off the Grid YouTube channel. So it really means a lot.
Yeah, there's so much more that goes into an episode than what you see for the 10-15 minutes that one episode is, because it takes up a lot of time, and the more bodies in this room, the longer it takes, and the more bloopers there are, because we're just absolute idiots. So just thank you for giving up your time to our passion project.
A couple other shout outs real quick. Chris from Telesplash Gaming. He's like one of our best friends right now. Like he embraced us early on as we did his channel. There's a real natural organic friendship brewing there. I think there's a lot of good things to come. We have a lot of plans that we've planned out with Telesplash Gaming that we may see in 2019. So you got to stay tuned for that. The other one would be Retro Tony, who is in our holiday collaboration episode, and it says a lot about him. He has a very good channel that has a lot of traction and a lot of followers, and we ran into him at Mo GameCon when we literally, we were probably like 40 subs.
Yeah, we were so little.
Yeah, and he took the time to talk to us and embraced us as friends, and the fellowship and the humbleness that he has, and he was a part of that project, and we are still a really small channel. So Retro Tony, you are awesome, man. You are the man. Thank you so much for that, and we'll never forget it. So,
and I just want to say thank you to all of you as viewers. I know I've said it before, but just thank you for following us and watching the stupidity unfold as we do video after video, and just I'm so grateful to have fans like you, so thank you.
Yeah, every comment, every time you tell someone when you're at the bar about our stupid channel, like all of that stuff, I hope you know that it matters. I hope you know that it hits us right here every single time there's a comment. Every time you give us a thumbs up, all of that stuff is really important, and it just helps the slow roll of the snowball that we're trying to roll up to the top of the mountain. So we really appreciate it. We hope you guys had an amazing 2018. Thank you so much for joining us and talking about the year. In the comment section below, make sure you let us know what are some of your favorite games from 2018. What are some of your favorite beers that you've tried in 2018? And if you've seen more than one, what is your favorite Gaming Off the Grid episode of 2018?
I'd be really curious to hear that. And as always, thank you so much. Keep gaming, keep drinking, and we'll see you in 2019.
Hey guys, Gaming Off the Grid here. Welcome to our 2018 year in review.
Oh, do you want me to take it from there? And we drank so much delicious beer. God damn it. I thought I had it. Woo!
So make sure you stay tuned. Sit back, relax, pour yourself a beer if
your grandma allows you to.
Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell icon so you never miss an upload.
And what are we drinking today?
Dang it. Dang it.
Poopsicles.
Uh-oh.
What? I think our toes touched.
Ick. Okay.
Ick.